Hello, everyone. My name is Sarafi, and I'm happy to meet you all. And I hope you all are enjoying Pokemon Legends ZA. We certainly are. So, there was the app update, and in the update to the Duel Links app, it has been discovered there is a new asset being added to the app, and that asset is for tracking Borrel counters. Now, there's currently only one card that's been printed in the game that utilizes Borrel counters, and that card is Borreload Savage Dragon. Before I get started, let me be clear that just because the asset is being added to the game, that does not indicate much of anything. In particular, the asset could be added to the game so that the NPC could use it. They may be planning to update, what's his name? Varus's NPC deck. So this could be an enemy-only card for a while. But we are expecting that there will be a Vrain's level increase at some point. There have been some other cards that have been leaked, Dino Wrestler cards and Altergeist cards. So it is likely that there will be a Vrain's level increase at some point. And Borreload Savage Dragon would be a great card as a one-of in Varus's level ups. So it's definitely a possibility that we get this card added to the game for players in the future. So what does that mean? If you are interested in rockets, what does Borreload Savage Dragon look like? If you are Duel Links only, let me put it this way: Borreload Savage Dragon is similar in power level to Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And if you can remember that when Resonators were first added to the game, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss was one of the strongest cards in that deck, and really that deck only became manageable, only became tier 3 after they went in and hit the Void Ogre Dragon. If they did not arbitrarily change the game and the card list to prevent you from playing Void Ogre Dragon in Resonators, Resonators would still be the best deck in the game. Keep that in mind. So, with that in mind, Borreload Savage Dragon is a level 8 Dark Dragon Synchro monster that requires 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So it is more generic than a card like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss or Void Ogre Dragon, which requires a Dark Tuner monster. If this card is Synchro Summoned, you can equip 1 Link monster from your graveyard to this card. So this card does nothing unless you have a Link monster in your graveyard, which means it is a deck that is for a deck that makes both Link monsters and Synchro monsters. And as far as decks in the game that do that, that would be Speedroids, Tenyi, and Rockets. I believe those are the only ones. Let's still make links. I guess anyone can make links these days, but you have to have the link in the graveyard, which means that you have to usually link climb or destroy the link monster in some way. You can't just link summon a link 2 and then make Borreload Savage Dragon. It has to be in the graveyard. Once you've equipped a Link monster from your graveyard to this card, place Borrel counters on this card equal to that Link monster's Link rating. So Savage Dragon will gain 2 counters if you equip a Link 2, 3 counters if you equip a Link 3, and 4 counters if you equip a Link 4. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the monster that is equipped to it by its effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you can remove 1 Borrel counter from this card to negate the activation. You can only use this effect once per turn. So when you Synchro Summon Borreload Savage Dragon, you equip a monster, you get a certain number of Borrel counters, and then essentially you get an Omni Negate once per turn until you run out of counters. And the important thing is, just like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, this does not destroy the card. This is weaker than Baronne de Fleur, so it's still a very powerful card. This card is currently banned in the TCG at the moment for a reason, because it's so generic. But with the limited extra deck space and to be honest, they have really been very, very they've given us very few Link monsters. The amount of Link monsters that we've gotten in the last 3 years since Link monsters have been released is very low. There's barely any Link monsters in Duel Links. So I do think that if they release Borreload Savage Dragon at full power for anyone to play, it wouldn't necessarily see that much play Speedroids often win-lock themselves, so I don't think that Speedroids would play Borreload Savage Dragon. You could make this an Odd Eyes, I guess, but Odd Eyes doesn't typically link summon. They do have the ability to make Beyond the Pendulum, but I don't know how they would get rid of it. And then there is, I think that genuinely, if they released Borreload Savage Dragon and like no other cards, they didn't print any new Link monsters, they didn't print any new Synchro monsters, I think that Rockets and Tenyi would basically be the only decks that played it. This does potentially make Sword Soul Tenyi more of an appealing option. It is interesting that they might turn around and say, well, we didn't give Sword Soul Baronne de Fleur, but we're going to make it so that Sword Soul can play Borreload instead. You would only make... So, to make this card in Sword Soul Tenyi, if you can't use the skill because you can't have to play Tenyi. So you would special summon a shooter from your hand, link it off into the link one. Then you would special summon the Adhara from your hand, then banish the Ashuna to special summon a shooter from your deck. Synchro those two into Chi Xiao, draw your Mo Yi. And then I guess you would have to... How would you get the monk in the graveyard? Yeah, no. In Duel Links, I don't think that there's even a way to make it work in Sword Soul Tenyi. You really don't have any great ways to put the Link monster in the graveyard except for exactly the Vessel Circle, the circle card for Tenyi that you can't search because we don't have the field spell yet. So yeah, that's rough actually. But this card will be good in Rockets, so you should be excited if you are a Rocket player. Borrel has been kind of out of the meta for long enough that I think that Borrel is still like a good deck that could come back and be pretty strong. And it certainly would be quite dangerous if they got Savage Dragon. Now remember that the existing Borrel Link skill locks you out of anything but Link summoning until the end of the turn, so you're not going to play Savage Dragon in that deck. You'll probably get a brand new skill, and you will either play the Borrel launch skill, the original launch Varus skill, or the new skill, which will probably like dump a Link 3 in your graveyard so that you can equip it to Savage Dragon. That's fine. So look forward to this card. I mean, it's really easy to make in Rockets. You just kind of make your Delindrous Dragon, and then you destroy it with Rocket Tracer in order to special summon a level 4 from your deck, and then you make, Rocket Tracer level 4 Synchro, equip the Delindrous Dragon. Now you have a 3800 attack monster that has 2 negates, and then whatever else you have on the board. So perfectly fine. Anyway, that's my thoughts. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.